Hello everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming. Happy Fragment Friday. We're here on the Great Tree server going to Wise Secret Forest, level 62 Woodfield. Let's see what fun we can get into today, shall we? Oh, good start already. Forest field, got our piney apple right behind us. Before going any further, let's do our requisite prep. Fairy's orb to scope out this forest. Get our buffs going. And because we should be well aware that at this level, magic tolerant things can happen, take a quick peek at the shortcuts and see, yep, my Beast's Bane is set to L1 and square. Just a little reminder for myself, and away we go. Portal right here in the middle of this crescent-shaped room. And it looks like we've got ourselves a death implant. Good time to just pop a Rhyneck, grab a little distance, then pop a second Rhyneck. Not quite enough to take it out. Oh, and I use a spell it's tolerant to. Guess I could go ahead and drain it, but that's not really what I'm feeling. Let's let Vulcan finish the job. Completely forgot, had some new gear. Another piney apple here right next to this lovely skull flower. Finally upgraded my footwear, so no more wood spell there in the L2 and square spot for me. Just something I'll have to keep in mind for the future. And now that we've got the death implant down a considerable way, let Yarthkins finish the job off there. Due to close quarters, we got a bit of the old shaky camera going there. One more portal left here in the field. Will it be a third straight death implant? Yes. Yes, it will. Here's our all clear. Good, drop it a second one on. Ooh. Managed to not get an elemental hit on either, so we'll actually hit with Yarthkins and Vulcan by the time it's said and done. And now we know we could just let the SP regenerate as per normal. Now if you've looked back through, I'd probably say forest fields have a slight edge by now. 3 piney apples in one field, what do you know? See a nice little low skull flower, got a couple shoots going through. But I would probably say I run more forest fields than any other field type in particular, and there's really no rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes you just pick your favorites, you know? Picking up the moon out of that chest there. I love the look of the forest fields, I love the background music. Got some jungle rage there. And the dungeon entrance even looks kind of cool. It literally looks like an abandoned ruins. Bit of a cave leading down, some old pillars to mark where the building once stood. Just dig the whole vibe. Go ahead, open up this first floor map and re-up our buffs. Don't forget, check down below for links for .hack Network and NetSlum, the relevant Discord servers, the excellent how to set up and play Fragment guide, also the Fragment from the NetSlum YouTube channel linked down below. Death implant number 4. Kinda feels like we're in a bit of a pattern at this point. Gonna back up as it's walking towards me. Hopefully 2 elemental hits will take here. Yep. And down it goes. Conserving us an artisan soul here. Not super worried about that bottom room. See what we got coming up next. Yet another death implant. Oh, we know we're going to have to cast at least one more time here. We didn't get an elemental hit on that first one. Or the second, so it looks like a 2 spot for us. Let the SP regenerate just a little further. And there we go. The Artisan Soul we had saved on last time out gets used this time. That's okay though, we're slinging around some pretty heavy duty magic, so all to be expected, I would say. Hey, something that isn't a death implant. We got a Magatum Kuro, which lets me cast the Ormrai Dawn, I believe. Just dropping lightning down from the sky. As you can see, it's my mana efficient spell, able to throw it out 4 times, even at the reduced damage it's got. Sorry, Faridon, not Ormrai. Got my prefixes all screwed up. Treasure chest coming out of this portal of the risky variety. We shall check that out. It's an artisan soul. Very welcome for us. Grab the full out of that other chest. Got a couple more treasures to pick up here on the first floor. First of which being the levers. And some jungle rage. Picked up in a room with 2 decidedly unhappy campers, yielding us no consumables, but we shall pass onward. Nothing to do now but finish the level and go to floor 2. Just that little bit of extra texture in the water. I don't know, it just grabs my eye every time. As is the fact that there's like no air moving throughout here. It's a stagnant dungeon, but this water is eternally rippling. The mysteries you build up in your own head about this game. Yet another fairy's orb here. And the stairs down, right in back of us, but we've got to take the scenic route here. Before taking so, I'm going to go ahead and go for a bit of a change here. Switch out my wand to the Caduceus Rod. And let's change up the shortcuts. L2 in circle. That'll become Crake, our wood summon. L2 in triangle will become Lancior. Thunder element, L2 in X. Well, that'll be Marrows, water, and since we've already got a thunder element spell, Faridon is going to be switched out for... well, let's go with Yarthgan's RF. So 4 summons going at this point, albeit a point reduced on the magical attack. What do we got there? We got some undead voodoo that's not reaching us. Ooh, missed. Did not expect that. We'll give it another shot here. There's a quality 4,000 hit.
Golden egg.
Pick up a golden egg. And make our way to the next room. Death implant. Just go ahead and hit it with an onslaught of wood and earth. Well, it would be an onslaught of wood and earth if I would hit. There we go. Now it's down. Took a bit longer without the darkness element spell. But what the heck, just for the sake of variety. Got a wood sprite. Into the next room we go. Portal right there at the halfway point yields a wood sprite out of a treasure chest, allowing our SP to build back up the old-fashioned way a little, and now that we're a bit over 200, to the next portal we go. Looks like we got a couple wyverns. Nice thing about the Magai wyverns is they're incredibly fragile when it comes to magical damage. One of those enemies that's actually really pesky in melee, but you can deal with fairly ably with a Way of Master. Now we could just go for the stairs down, but we've got a number of portals back this way. I say we check those out. Another treasure chest here. That one's going to give us a resurrect. We do just see this invisible egg and shall pick it up. Yet another undead voodoo coming out of this portal. Lance, you're only too happy to oblige with an 8,000 damage elemental hit. Getting the most out of our one experience there and picking up the full. Dead end corridor with a portal inside. Let's see what we pull. More undead voodoo. Missed twice. But we did get 2,000 damage in on the one we hit. Come back, finish that one off, and gravely wound the other two, so Lancior number 3 gets the job done. Heard an attempted paralyze on us, did not succeed. Just kind of swinging for the fences at this point. Have all 6 elemental summons at their strongest at our fingertips. I gotta tell you, it's kind of a good feeling.
Invisible egg.
Got an invisible egg there. Going to ignore it for the moment. Doing the old summons carousel at this point. Hitting with a combination of Yarkins, Marrows, and Crake. Finally do pick up that invisible egg. Hope you did enjoy the background bouncing noise. Sort of took it as my own private cheering section. And our buffs wore out just before we were able to finish the floor off. Still got a couple portals here. Both in medium-sized dead-end corridors with chests at the end. So we take the bottom one first, as that's the flavor I was feeling particularly strongly about. Pick up the Fool and the Moon. One was admiring the other, I will let you decide which. Into the other corridor we go. One portal, giving us more undead voodoo and Magai Wyvern fun. Who are we gonna call? Lancior. Gets an elemental hit on the undead voodoo and the wyvern crumbles like a house of cards. One more risky treasure to open, giving us an artisan soul. Very welcome for us, as SP is the thing we will be draining heavily. Gonna stick with this wand for the 3rd floor, but if we have a 4th floor and anything subsequent, I will switch back to the Staff of Truth. And the 3 familiar summons for me of Yarthgans, Vulcan, and Rhynek. It looks like we will be switching back to weapons next floor, as we clearly see stairs leading down there, but that's not the direction we're going right away, as we see portals leading off in the opposite direction. Also see a lot of treasure chests there. Very small floor here. Picking up a recovery drink. Nice little add-on there. Got a Magai Wyvern. Just had to make sure not to use arrows here. Sorry, 2 of them. Don't ask me how I missed that second one. Guess the eyes just aren't as good as they used to be. Ooh, a bee commando. Just gonna cast twice, make sure we got this thing in the bag. That we certainly do. Empty room there, and that's actually all of the portals on the 3rd floor already. Just got a couple treasure chests to open en route to the exit. Slight detour to be made along the way as well. Picking up an antidote there from the corpse. Gonna skip that corpse, but smash the jar to no avail. Why'd I skip the corpse? Well, I was already a step past it before I realized it was there. Pick up the moon. One more treasure chest to open. So we pass some of our eternally waving water and pick up a stone soleret out of the chest. Precious little to do, but descend to the 4th floor. And once again, swap weapons. Get the attack up to where we like it. Make sure I set up my shortcut. Yeah, I did that. I hit R2. That was dumb of me. Well. Just gotta reset everything else. Hermit blood there. R2 and triangle. That's a... Yeah, no, that's not a resurrect. R2 and triangle is the single most important item I have here. It's an artisan soul. Well, now to set it up on the proper shoulder button. Do apologize, taking a little longer this time. And Vulcan. Putting back for ride on. And we are finally ready to go again. Again, apologies on that. Just a mental lapse on my part more than anything. apply our buffs, and away we go. Ooh! It is a spin figure that is darkness tolerant, and I really should have hit it with Rhynac out of the gate. I wasn't 100% what the element of choice would be. I sort of blanked on that. Oh! And then I blanked again with Faridon. Second time that happened today. Well, if nothing else, this run may be memorable for how forgettably I've played. Couple Magai Wyverns. Falcon should make quick work of them. Even got the old quadruple 9 there on the elemental hit. Risky treasure time. And what's inside of the wonder box? It's Imp's leg mail. Picking up the moon out of that chest, and its diagonal opposite gives us the moon once again. So we made it from moon to moon in relatively short time. Get another pair of wyvern. And the nice thing about having these weapons is, aside from the non-elemental enemies, you kinda got a trick for every encounter. Just a matter of having the right wand up at the right time. Fortunately, floor 4 seems to belong to the Mugai Wyvern. Fortune wire here, and the risky treasure yields an artisan's soul. Certainly a welcome sight for a weary wave master. 3 more wyvern here. That's what, 9 of them we've taken down on this floor? Believe they're the second highest. The Mugai Wyvern, I think there's the Demon Wyvern slightly higher, and that's it. Picked up Professional, which I believe is a twin blade weapon. Okay, here we go. Here's a B Commando. Allowing us to pop a Rhynac, and while Rhynac's deciding whether or not to hit for damage, drop Yarthgans. Get those 2 damage procs in quick succession. Kind of a fun thing you could do with Rhynac, because its casting time is rather elongated. That is a lengthy animation time. We always joke it's the perfect amount of time to fry an egg. Casting Rhynac Fa. Of course, if you know me by now, you know I like taking the scenic approach, and I like taking a moment and just enjoying things. So, Rhynac's kind of up my alley in that regard. Risky treasure out of this portal. And the risk gave us a resurrect. Very useful when partying up. Something I strongly suggest you do if able, especially on Fragment Friday. Another antidote and a holy sap. Time to see what comes out of this portal. Square room with an inset, and it's giving us a regular treasure chest. Pick up a wood sprite there and a golden egg. Building that supply back up for me to make more grunties. Anyone who checked out my streams of recent know that a week or 2 ago I finally made good on a promise I'd been making the fine people who have endured my uploads for months now, and finally got my butt back offline to make some grunties. Still gotta make a couple for my long arm, finally tracked down some snaky cactus. Well, we got a mess with 1 spell, and Puts us a bit short on SP to cast that third summons. End up poisoned, and I forgot what shortcut the antidote was, so I did the old double tap. Hit one button, and I knew it would be the opposite if it didn't work, and sure enough I got a restore to the first combo I hit. I know a bunch of people put them on side-by-side buttons, say like triangle and circle, so they can kind of hit them both at the same time and get both items. Smart idea. Floor 5, you can see what looks very much like the treasure room off to the right side. So I'm going to head to the left of the map and either find our stairs down and have to backtrack, or confirm that that is the end of the line. Either way, should be a fun time finding out, huh? Let's try this Rhyneck Vulcan combo again. Yeah, that worked out. You saw the damage slightly lower for Vulcan. Fire actually is the natural opposite element for my Wave Master. I believe my Wave Master and Blade Master, I made both as water element. Knowingly with the Wave Master, but both simply for cosmetic appeal. I just liked the way that the models looked under the water element. We're going to double tap Rhyneck just to make sure this spin figure is taken care of. First one was an elemental hit, and that just about finished the job. Amazingly, the second one missed, so it hangs on with 84 hit points. Got an elemental hit on Rhyneck 5, and it lived to tell the tale after a second casting. We did come in slightly over leveled here, but things can still sort of surprise you. Got Gligon here, wood tolerant, so we'll just drop some Yarkins on it a couple times. Once again, it survives 2 castings thanks to the second hit not being for elemental damage. Got the elemental hit on the third, so a fair bit of overkill there. Sure enough, both of the branching paths on this side are dead ends, so that will be our statue room in the lower right corner of the map. Still have a few portals to check out before we call it a day, though. Let's see if we can get off 2 Pteridon in the time it takes Rhyneck to hit. In fact, we can, and Rhyneck missed. So we'll play the Are We Poisoned game. Another sort of word to the wise there, and this is a lesson I learned years ago from my dad with the original Final Fantasy, and it's don't waste your time curing poison in battle. If you can survive, just keep your hit points up, and once you kill the thing that poisons, then you can go ahead and use the antidote. Otherwise, you'll just keep chucking them because they're just going to keep poisoning. Of course, there is a school of thought that says them using their poison ability isn't doing you a whole ton of damage, so really, pick your poison. Two Yarthkins and a Pteridon take that Gligon down. We'll skip the treasure chests evident to us and take out these last 2 portals. First one is a B Commando. We will try the Pteridon strategy one more time. There we go. Everything hits and you just get that second Pteridon hitting at the same time as Rhyneck, leaving us with just enough SP to start the following encounter. Which is the old sleeping blue mimic, the risky treasure. Giving us one more professional, just to double check my recollection on that. Yep, level 40 twin blade weapon, Thunder Dance, Storm Rage, and Deck Formal with critical strike. Got to love that. Also love how Critical Strike very clearly explained there in the latest telepatch translation. Thank you to the translation team, and just wanted to mention belated happy birthday to Telly, Alice, on the NetSlum server. Birthday a couple days back by the time this comes out. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pop open this treasure right in front of the levitating statue of Crake. We get a flame leg mail. 2 pieces of yellow candy as well, which I believe the other day we sort of unofficially decided in chat were pineapple flavored. I will totally go with that. Ooh. Not bad at all. But of course, like 90% of equipment in this game, a Wave Master can't use it. That said, I'm certainly not complaining. I'm sort of decked out at this point, and had a very successful run with the equipment I can use. Do want to thank you for coming along for the ride as my buffs wear off and give us a nice look at my ever-sleeping Wave Master just sort of standing there with his arms crossed. Must be chilly that far down, that's about all I could think. That said, I'm going to hop off for now. I do hope you enjoyed and are enjoying your time with .hack Fragment. One of the best hidden secret games around and fully playable in 2021. You all take care, and we'll see you down the road.